Moving on to card 2, you'll have a longer envelope. We don't sell those anymore, but I had a bunch of them, and I thought that my idea I was having in my head required this longer envelope. So you should have the card base, which should be 6.5 by, and then it should come out to about 3. Let me see if it's 3 or 3.5, or 3.25. Nope, looks like 3. Sorry, I went too fast. 3. So you'll have that. You'll have a piece of ribbon, and then I have pre-stamped the little 3 flowers in white embossing powder on this shimmer paper, in the hopes that you will have a sponge available, maybe a blending brush, or a sponge dauber. And we are going to sponge over this paper, and you should still get a little bit of the shimmer effect through the paper when you're all done. So I'm going to try my blending brush, and I have So Saffron ink. You can use any color that you so choose. The end, we will use one of the pieces from the die cuts that are in there. Hold on, I grabbed this little single flower. That's why I used the So Saffron. Or you could use Bumblebee, that might be pretty too. Or pull out any of the colors in the rest of the kit that you'd like. But start off the paper and then blend your way onto the page. If you do not do that, you could end up with like, let's see if I could do it on here, like just a solid blob that you cannot blend away, that is darker than what you're going to want. And I'll probably end up doing it at some point on here. You can kind of sort of see it in there a little bit. So starting off the paper is just an easy way to stop yourself from getting those defined marks of ink. So I'm just going around the whole piece of paper like so. My intent is to make it a little bit darker around part of the perimeter, just to kind of give some depth. I call it maybe a shadow kind of look, but not really even a shadow, but I guess we're just going to call it a defined look. So I'm going to try and just do the like a semi-circle-ish kind of thing and leave the center a little bit, maybe spotlight could be a good word for it. I'm going to try and spotlight around the edges and corners and leave the center area a little bit lighter, just to try and give some different depth and dimension. And then there should be a lot of ink in your brush that you could just keep going around, and you should be able to get some more out. But I'm going to stop right here and call this good. See if I can kind of go in a circular motion around my cardstock so that I don't have a huge, like a defined line in it. So that's what I got. That was my thought. Probably could use some more down at the bottom, but you know, you can always just keep going and going and going, and more here, more there, and you stop when it looks good to you. So I'm stopping right there. And then we're all done with putting down all the ink that you want to put. Get yourself a napkin, a Kleenex, paper towel, something, and then go over the top of the card. Go around, and this will pick up the excess ink that is on the little white flowers. And then that should bring them up and make them more prominent as well and help bring out, you know, the sparkles in your paper, the shimmer that's on the paper. So see all that ink that was like stuck on those little flowers? So now the little flowers should be a bit more prominent on there. Then we're going to glue this down. Where's my glue? Right here. We're going to glue this down to the, oh, we don't want to glue it down yet, guys. See if I could do this with, without sticking it to my mat. I need my, silicone mat again, but then I took my 3 little flowers, and you want to get yourself a gray, or maybe at this point, I'm using gray because it matches my paper, but maybe you could use one of the coordinating colors in the kit. And so you can do all 3 at one time and just stamp them around, or I was trying to do like 1 at a time, and then you know, you gotta wipe it off, but I was just trying to add some extra color around on the card to give it some, to break up. And this is a little bit dark even. I should have got a lighter. This is basic gray. Probably I needed the gray granite. And so note to self, don't use basic gray. It's a little bit dark. And then I just look at where I got a little bit of it on the stamp and then wipe it off. But like I said, you can use the all 3 of them. I was just trying to get a variety of image, or extra little ones, not a variety of images because they're all these little flowers, but I was just trying to get some extra color spread around. Oh, and you could see I didn't get it all off on that one, so let me show you my finished one that I did. And I think that you might need more than one. Here's the finished one that I did. I used the gray granite, and I got them in 2s and 3s because I just was kind of going crazy. So I'll do a couple 3s, and then you could sort of kind of go off the page with them as well, and then you don't get them all. You don't get the full pattern of them, which is also an interesting way to do it. So yeah, maybe I suggest this way. You can get little clumps of them. So, but I do highly recommend that you do not use this dark of an ink, and I would start over, but I would have to make the whole thing over because I sent you guys all of these little pieces that I made with the embossing on it. Let me put one more in the center. We're going to cover up the center, but so then let's see if I can salvage this piece. Pick it up, put your glue on it, and then glue it down to your card base. My paper's not all that, or my glue's not all that sticky now from being stuck down to that paper, but okay. And glue it to your card base like so. I intended for mine to open this way, but you can certainly go whichever direction you want. And then I got one of these little pieces from the kit. Probably it would be okay to be that white with these little white flowers, but I did run my brush over it just to, I'll call it muddy it up, kind of dirty it down a little bit so that it wasn't quite such a stark white. And then I used my Memento Black with the Sorry for Your Loss. Oh, which is going to be green because I didn't clean it from the marker. I did do the Sorry for Your Loss in the center. Like so. And then put some adhesive on the back of it. And then take your ribbon. And I just held on to it. And I kind of went like so. I'm going to want to make sure that it's going to go across through the whole back. So kind of hold the ribbon like so. And then stick it down to the back where you put the, or when it flings out of your fingers, just wind it back and forth and stick it down as you wind. And then that works too. And then glue it down to, I wanted it more of an angle. Then glue it down to the front of the card. If you go up and down, you could go like that, but you know, you'll want to, I think I will put this one up and down because my ribbon's going more up and down, but I do want to kind of make it at more of an angle. Like so, and you just got to pick it up and kind of finagle it around where you want it. So much for my video being short because of space, because I'm finagling my ribbon over and over again. So finagle your ribbon how you need to. Then you can pop it up. I try and secure my ribbon down a little bit with the pop dots. Like so. We're going to go up and down on this one. Put it like that. And then you can cut a piece of your dimensionals, or go ahead and maybe if you have the tiny ones, you can use the tiny ones. But I want this to hang off the side here, but I want it to be the same height. So I'm sticking a dimensional underneath of it and making sure that it is on the back side of the sentiment piece that I just put down, and that should pop it up but keep it up height but even with the other dimension, even with the other sentiment piece. And so there you have card number 2.